Hello and welcome to the daily newscast within the United Countries special by the First Ukraine. You can find us at the frequencies available at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabiyan is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. 3 Ukrainian soldiers were wounded, but there is no death. Such data for the previous day. It was reported by the spokesperson of National Security and Defense Council Information Center, Andriy Lysenko. And Ukrainian special services had detained 8 diversionists and bandits agents.
At the occupied territories, conflicts between militants are continuing. In Yasynuvata, Donetsk region, facts of the armored conflicts between militants of Uplot and Vostok battalions has been fixated again. They're happening because of the mutual efforts to reallocate the spheres of influence on the territory that is under their control.
For the last 24 hours, terrorists fired the position of Ukrainian army 18 times. It was reported by the officer of press service of General Headquarters, Alexei Mazepa. In the night, terrorists fired the weather bureau in Donetsk airport and Pisky village. Also, they hit the outskirts of Nikishina and the Baltsevo. They hit the power station on the mortars and guns. Under Mariupol, 2 settlements, Lomakina and Nutovo, were under the fire. And in the area of Luhansk, shells exploded near Sokolniki settlement. Terrorists tried to damage 1 more thermal power plant in Shesta town. This information was published by ATO headquarters spokesperson Leonid Matyukhin.
Near Krymsk, there was a martial collision of Ukrainian soldiers and illegal armed formations. The work of unmanned aerial vehicles that belong to illegal armed forces was activated. Since 20:05 p.m. till 1 a.m. at the sky above Mariupol, more than 10 flights of unmanned aerial vehicles were noticed. Despite such an amount of firing, all the actions of bandits were only a provocation.
In Mariupol, the railway bridge over the river Karchik was exploded. There are no injuries. The accident had happened near 2 a.m. in the night. Bridge pillar had been totally damaged. Now trains do not move to the railway station, the city council reports. The last stop is Sartana. From this place, people are taken by buses. Local representatives of Ministry of Internal Affairs qualified this occasion as terroristic act. 2 integrated plants could stop their work because of the damage of rails. The exploded bridge connected the Mariupol commercial harbor and city railway station. Materials to both enterprises went by this route. New Maidan under the Ukrainian Parliament Verkhovna Rada for this time credit won. In this way, borrowers who took credits in banks named themselves. They demand from MPs to influence the exchange rate of hryvnia or to adopt the resolution according to which dollar credits should be paid, taking into account the currency exchange of the moment of borrowing. Also, the representatives of education sphere, iron and steel industry and students organized the protest actions. Why Ukrainians had come under the parliament and what do they need in our following story.
At the square under the Ukrainian parliament, there is a lack of space. Protesters occupy the part of Mariinsky Park and block the traffic at Hrushevska Street. Several pickets are taking place at the same time. The part of people are the workers of factories that are now having a difficult situation. They are demanding to give them an old salary and ask deputies to support manufacturing. Why did we vote for them? Because we wanted them to give us things they promised. We don't need more, just salary and stability in a country. We are for funds. We want the state to pay us as we earned. That way, we are supposed to be paid. Where they work? At the mine, live state coal enterprise. The demand of educational system workers was not to reduce the social payments. At least we want to keep the salary as it is at the moment, because they are taking away everything from us. To keep the amount of hours we have per week, 18 hours, and not to increase this number, because more hours mean less working positions. Besides, there is a protest of students. The statement of the Prime Minister about keeping scholarship was heard. Now they came to ask for these payments to be planned in a budget. We are demanding not to cancel scholarships as well as benefits, which we already have only a few. Recently they said that probably they are not making these cancellations, but yet we can't be sure. While it's not written anywhere, we will stand and defend our rights. These are borrowers of foreign currency. They are demanding to pass a law according to which they will pay their debt to the bank with the dollar rate that was at the moment they got a loan. They also ask a national bank to help them to pay off a debt. The national bank was was supposed to regulate the rate of hryvnia, support it. It needs to be compensated as the fact that it wasn't able to regulate it. At least we want a law that will divide the foreign currency loan at three parts, between a bank, the National Bank, and me as a borrower. We got a loan when the dollar rate was 4.83. Our salary was the same. It wasn't increased, but the dollar rate is getting higher. Closer to the noon, protesters who are not satisfied with salaries and reducing of the social payments were gone. The whole square under the Ukrainian parliament was occupied by the maiden of loans. This is how borrowers of the foreign currency called themselves. They said that if the authorities will not interfere in the situation with loans, they will make the third revolution. Victoria Plastun, Alexander Prozorov, Alexandra Samoilenko, First Ukraine.
To take back the heads of Rivne Department of Right Sector was demanded today by activists near the Russian embassy. Mykola Karpyuk had left his home in March and still did not come back. His relatives and colleagues do not know where is he, but suppose that Russian Federal Security Service is involved in this kidnapping. Wife of Mykola assured that her husband is in Russia. Today, activists prepared requests to the embassy of Russian Federation in Ukraine.
I didn't know where he is, and I don't know even till today. There is an information that he is in the North Caucasus. A call of the investigator was at night. On the 21st, the investigator called me and said that Mykola Karpyuk is on the territory of Russia, and he is accused of a crime. This was a whole talk. A lawyer suggests by his channels that he is in Yessentuki prison, but he cannot meet with the investigator or, moreover, to talk with Mykola. He is not allowed to enter the prison, and a requirement is firstly find out, secondly to issue, and also to get know where he is.
Ukraine has refused from non-aligned status. Such decision was adopted by constitutional majority of Ukrainian parliament. By will of previous President Viktor Yanukovych, for the last 4 years, Ukraine was not only one non-aligned country in the Europe. Today, Ukraine prepares to Euro-Atlantic integration. Representatives of NATO in Brussels reported that they respect the decision of Verkhovna Rada. And contest for journalists' works could be applied since the 1st of January. At the annual contest under the title The Text, jury accept the materials of Ukrainian, Russian and English printed or online medias from Ukraine or foreign countries can take part in this context. There will be 7 nominations. The most interesting are the best journalistic investigation, review and essay. The winners will be announced in half of a year. Money for winners is given by supporters.
At least there appeared my favorite part, essay. I really wanted it last year and they said yes, it will be there. Not a very good situation in Ukraine, that's why rewards have been reduced a little. I think that's okay because people write not because of money, they write because they can't not to write, and that's exactly the kind of people that we need. The first prize in each category is 30,000 of hryvnias, the second is 10,000, the third is 5. That's a big prize fund and we hope to receive many good works.
In Sweden, the best gingerbread house had been chosen, the symbol of the Christmas of Northern. It was the work of 9-year-old girl. The student had passed over popular confectionaries and designers. About Christmas preparations in the world in our story next.
Linda Bettler, brilliantly posing for photo and video cameras, the girl won the competition of delicious houses in Stockholm. Her creation of gingerbread is a tiny room with candies. On the walls, a schoolgirl wrote in 30 languages, "Welcome." When I won and my head was spinning, Stone the Crows, everyone could come to my room. It doesn't matter from which country he arrived. A house is a symbol of integrity. Every year people choose the best gingerbread house in Stockholm. The competition is held by Swedish Center of Architecture and Design. Everyone could show his creation, from schoolchild to builder. The jury takes into account not only a look of delicious building, but also an idea. This year the contest was held the 20th time. Santa Claus and snow maidens embarked in voyage in Alaska. More than 1,000 of people dressed in New Year costumes dived into the ice hole at the annual festival Polar Goose on the Lake. They decided to step in cold water. Daredevils did not only for fun. This way, they were earning money for Special Olympic Games in Alaska. The newly elected senator joined the Fun Entertainment and the Good Affair. Americans collected $347,000. You can kill 2 rabbits in one shoot before the new year in California. If you order a washing of windows, you will get as a present a fan for your baby, because the workers will come to make their duties in the dresses of Santa Claus. Especially spectacular is an appearance of bearded man outside for families who are living in apartment buildings. A fabulous grandfather that washes windows on the 20th floor will make believing Christmas character even the most skeptical baby. Anastasia Siniahovska, Mykola Prudnik, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by the First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabian was working for you in the studio. We wish you only good news. Take care and